Hi everyone, Aidan here with eTrailer.com. Today we're taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination 2 bike rack on our 2022 Hyundai Palisade. It's going to be a platform-style bike rack that holds the bikes in these trays and primarily by the frame. We've got a cradle and a strap run around the frame to hold it in place, as well as two secondary points of contact in the form of wheel straps down on either wheel, pulling the bike down and in. It's going to get a pretty strong hold on the bike. Doesn't move too much within the bike rack, which for a pretty entry-level platform rack is great to see. A lot of other entry-level platform racks don't hold the bike as well, so this one does a pretty good job. It does lack some features like tilting away with the bikes loaded, so if you do need hatch access, you're going to have to get the bike unloaded first. Because it does make frame contact, we also want to be mindful of carbon frame bikes. Probably want to avoid those so we don't damage the frame, but because these cradles rise up, rotate 360 degrees, and are able to slide, we do have a pretty good time of attaching alternative frame bikes because those cradles can adapt to the different frame styles. Other than that, there's a 35-pound weight capacity per bike that we want to keep in mind, and we should be good to go. Now I'll get the bike unloaded here, undoing the wheel straps first, pressing in on the gray button, pulling the ratcheting strap out on either end. Pretty straightforward. And then we can do the same thing with the strap up top. I like to put my arm around the bike just to help stabilize it so that once this cradle is free, when we have the strap pulled out, it doesn't tip over. Because the center mass is so low, it is pretty easy to just lift it up and over, but it is still an obstacle, and depending on your frame style and the spacing between your wheel and your frame, you might not be as able to do that as easily, so it is just an extra thing in the way. I'll go ahead and replace these wheel straps, and then to fold down the center mass, we can undo this hand knob, flip this plate back once it's free, and then fold this to either side. I like to use the strap from that cradle to actually wrap around the bike rack here and secure it in place so it doesn't pop up. And from here, this will allow us to get hatch access. So it is kind of a nuisance that you have to get the bikes unloaded first just to do this. But if you're only ever driving a short distance and opening the back hatch whenever you're at your destination, chances are you've already unloaded the bikes anyway. So from here we can change our shoes or get stuff out of the back. Close this up and we can get some measurements. We'll start off with our ground clearance. We do have a reverse U-shaped design here, so at the back end, our lowest point is actually at the edges, giving us 15 inches of ground clearance, which I think is pretty good. We do have a good rise in the shank here, and the hitch does sit fairly high off the ground. As far as distance added to the back goes, it doesn't stick out too far, only adding about 23 inches to the back of the Palisade, which isn't bad, especially for a 2-bike rack. We can save some space though, undoing this hand knob near the hitch. It threads in, and there usually is a clip on the other side, but with how long this has been down in the shop, ours has gone missing. So once you fold the rack upright, we can re-thread in that pin through the newly aligned holes and secure it with the clip on the other side. Having this threaded is actually a huge plus for me because it acts like an anti-rattle device and keeps the pivot point really solid. So this way, if we want to leave the bike rack in the hitch between rides, we can, and it will take up far less space. Only sticking out about 10.5 inches now, more like 11 to the end point right here, all while not interfering with your license plate or your backup camera. Down at the hitch, it is going to work with an 1.25 inch or 2-inch hitch using the included adapter sleeve, and it comes with a locking anti-rattle bolt to keep things solid and secure in the hitch. Now for me, the Destination is a really solid bike rack. It doesn't have all the features that you might be looking for, but it is going to hold the bikes pretty well, work with a wide variety of bikes, and if you get the 4-bike version of this, I think it's a great family bike rack. I like that it comes with locks right off the bat, and if you need that tilting feature, maybe check out the Swagman XTC2 Tilt. It's going to be in a similar price point and offer that tilting feature while sacrificing the folding. So it's really just what's important to you. Thanks for watching.